Against the flow.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting ATF podcast. This is Against the Flow with me, Jordan. And today we have a special guest. This is what I like about podcasts. We can just bring them right along. Wala nang intro. Ito na siya, oh. So if you don't know her, or you probably know her, you've been following her on TikTok or wherever. She is an indie singer, a host, influencer. Please welcome on the program, Gianne Hinolan. Did I say your name right?
Yes.
How about your last name?
Hinolan. Yes.
I got it. Yes.
Correct.
Always the challenge for us hosts to say names correctly.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing good, Pastor Jordan. It's summer.
Yes, it's so hot out there.
Grabe sa labas.
Sobrang init na bagsak agad ako sa aming physical exam. Dahil BP kagad ang kinuha. Yung init na to, talagang iba yung effect sa yung blood pressure.
Yes.
So, buti na lang, yung retake, okay na.
Yes.
Anyways, did I introduce you properly as well? You are an indie singer.
Mm-hmm,
That's the very first thing it says on Google.
Yeah, singer-songwriter. I also write songs. So yes, correct. Well, currently also doing hosting, content creation. So actually more on media stuff. I love creative stuff. I love doing creative things. So yes.
My first encounter with you, you were on stage, and I thought you were a theater actress. Or are you doing that as well?
I haven't tried.
Yeah, kasi she was a part of Puso, Love and Purity Fest at Araneta.
Yes.
Yeah, and I saw you on stage, or was it on stage or on camera, or one of those things.
Yeah.
And then later on, I realized, hey, this is a famous person. And so looked you up, and then we have a lot of common friends. And then finally, we get to talk, and I said, hey, I gotta have you over to Taytay Rizal. And here she is.
Yes.
And before things get any more busy for you, right? Because it is summer break, pero pinagbigyan niya tayo. She could have been taking her break, pero here she is. But also, you just got enrolled.
Yes, I got enrolled. I'm currently having my studies graduate studies at De La Salle University, Manila. My program is Master of Marketing Communications.
Nice.
So yes, comms. Yan. So I really love everything media. And undergrad ko po kasi is marketing. And it's very much aligned with what I'm doing right now as a content creator. So I thought, I'd love to pursue my graduate studies. And sabi ko po kahapon, sa mga nakikinig, medyo mabilisan lang. Sabi ni Pastor Jordan, he has his podcast show. Tapos sabi ko, pwede po tomorrow.
Yes, actually, ito
Here we
favorite ko
are.
so far na invited ko na guest. Marami akong tinext or minessage. And nahihiya ako actually na magsabi ng pwede bang next week. And then Gianne, I asked her, hey, when are you available? And she is gonna go back to school next week.
Yes, next week.
So it was perfect. It's like, yeah, let's do this. And then I think, so you had the record so far.
Yes.
Of the fastest booking of a guest.
Wow,
Tinalo
I
mo
love
pa yung
that.
best friend ko. Yung pinsan ko na ginas natin nung isang araw.
Kailangan pa ng konting warm-up. Ito hindi. Pwede ako bukas. Sige
And she's
po.
from Quezon City.
Yes.
So you see, well anyways, yeah, you live a pretty fast-paced lifestyle. So marami ako sigurong wisdom mapupulot sa'yo, lalo na sa marketing. Paano ba namin ima-market ang ATF or ang product natin dito? And we'll continue and we'll see what the thought brings us, because this is what I like about podcasts. I could just talk and talk. Walang script. This is, authentic, as real as it gets. Walang prompter. Guys, pakitaas nga. Para mabasa ko. Okay na. Okay, so Gianne, you have like 500,000 followers on TikTok. I looked it up. And yeah, you're just gaining more and more followers. Is that some of your marketing? Or is it also, your talent, good looks, and all that? Or all those put together? I mean, how long has this been going on? How long have you been this influencer?
Actually po, if I may walk you through, Pastor Jordan, my journey as a content creator. I initially wasn't like picturing myself to become a content creator. Kasi when I started po talaga, I was a social media marketer, if there's such term, for brands and personalities. So I'm the one who handle their pages and make content for them. Yeah, so that used to be my job before I became a content creator. And then pandemic hit. dati po, sabi ko pa sa kaibigan ko, I have this close friend he was really encouraging me, you should do TikTok, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, I don't dance. Di ako sumasayaw. Parang, ayoko yan. Madu yan. Guess who just ate her words? That's me. So I changed my mind after being a spectator for a while. Sabi ko, okay, sige. Masaya pala tong TikTok. I could just share my thoughts, my, I don't know, punchlines without pressure because I don't have a following. Yeah, so I was expecting no one would ever see the content I do. And I don't really mind at all. I just loved expressing myself, my creative ideas. I did covers, I did a few skits, I also share my devotions on my TikTok. And then my only goal back then was to reach 1,000 TikTok followers because if you reach 1,000, you can already do your live stream. So after that, we
Ay,
reached...
pwede na pala ako.
Pwede na po. Yes, pwede na. So after 1,000, I was able to reach yung number and then nakapag-live stream ako. And then we do this worship nights every Monday. And then I do live streams just to catch up with my followers. And then the next thing I know is nagkakaroon na po ng traffic. Because most of the content I make are usually about singlehood for women, and then a lot of them related to it. And I was like, oh, okay, I wasn't alone in experiencing these things as a single woman. So, ang ano ko po talaga is, I didn't want to just share the highlights of waiting. Yun po yung ano ko eh. Parang favorite kong hashtag happy waiting. That is my, sige, if I may call it, advocacy as a single woman. Not to really wait on God's timing. So yeah, and then...
That is awesome. I can't wait to have you in our church for our young people.
Oh,
because
wow. I love that.
That is something na paulit-ulit na kailangang sabihin sa mga kabataan. Enjoyin nyo yan.
Enjoy,
Be
yes.
happy and, because there is a season for everything. And
There is.
you enjoy each of those seasons. Pero wag mo itry enjoy. Don't try to get ahead of yourself. Anyways, going back to Gianne, a lot of young kids, if you ask them, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they will answer, I want to be like Kong TV or Mr. Beast. I want to be an influencer. Ganun kaagad. So you're telling us this is something that wasn't planned.
It wasn't planned
It was
at all.
something that you did for other people who were influencers, and then you ended up being an influencer. So my question to you now is, do you have somebody naman who is like a Gianne to those guys back then doing that for you, or are you hands-on and are you editing your own stuff?
I am very hands-on po with
Okay.
my content because I think for me, that is very important. At least po for me, this is where I'm coming from. I love yung authenticity. As much as possible, I actually don't remember a time when someone else edited my videos for me, because at least right now I can manage to do it on my own pa so that it really sounds like me. Even my script, if I need a script for a specific videos, which does not happen most of the time. Kasi po, ang mga video ko yung camera lang, tapos may thought ako, okay, record ko na agad. So usually it's like that. But my point is, authenticity and yung pagiging genuine ko po, yung making sure that my videos have my voice. I enjoy that. I enjoy doing that right now. So, yeah.
I wish you were at a conference, VoiceCon, because we had influencers there, people all over the industry saying the exact same thing. It's about that voice and getting it out there. So I want to ask you this question while you're sharing about editing. Do you find yourself being a little hard on yourself? Because ako, when I edit my stuff, my wife, who is my proofreader or proof listener, she's like, you're being too hard on yourself. Masyadong walang and crutches. And I sound like an AI. Kumuha ng isang sibuyas, hiwain sa gitna, ilagay sa iyong mata, umiyak, ayun, tapos ang video. Yeah. So I sound very AI. So now in this podcast, yeah, I love it because on one end, I'm not going to be as a control freak as I was when radio and TV. No dead air. So when you're editing yourself, do you think you're being like me, or do you enjoy that?
I enjoy just being me.
Yeah.
But I think it's also not a bad thing then, Pastor Jordan, that you have ways to be, can I say, excellent about it. But again, not too hard on yourself. But perfect balance lang, pagiging authentic, but at the same time, you know how to do it properly and effectively. So let's say with the ums and us, it's fine if you have that. Like, forgive yourself. But it's also great if you know how to communicate like in a way that you don't need fillers, right? So like if you could do that, why not? So if that's your way of doing it excellently, go and do it.
Before you release any content, do you have somebody who takes a look at it, and or do you just put it out there, and then if someone tells you maybe you shouldn't have, or I don't know, how do you do your processing with content?
It depends on the kind of video,
Okay.
but a lot of times, my sister is here.
Shout-outs?
Yes, shout out to my sister and to my kuya. I show them the video first.
Yeah.
So like,
There you go.
I wanna see the initial reaction, and also I have my nephew then who lives with us at home, because there are copies on the screen, diba? Like the supers. So I usually ask him, okay, so bago ko pakita sa kanya, sabihin mo sa akin kung ano yung unang text na mababasa mo. So I want you to say it out loud, okay? And then I'll show him the poster or the video, and then babasahin niya sa akin ng malakas kung ano yung unang text na makikita niya. Because I wanna know the flow of the eyes. Kung ano yung unang text na nakikita. So medyo technical na yun.
Grabe ang science nito.
Medyo technical na
Amat ako
siya.
ng ulo
But I hope that's
kala ko
helpful.
simple lang eh. Ako, ang sasabihin ko, panoorin mo mga siblings. Tapos tinitake mo, oy, tumawa, okay, pwede na to.
Okay
post.
na.
Hindi tumawa, okay, X,
X. Hindi nila
Yung
na-gets.
mga
Ganon.
text pa pala yun.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Sige.
even with the copies
Noted.
po, I want to make sure that it's easy to understand. Because yung text minsan, yung pagkaka-construct nung sentence, 'di ba? We can compress it, or ano ba dapat yung mauuna, yung subject ba, yung verb ba? May mga ganun din, medyo technical siya.
Ayoko na
Oo.
content creator. Ang dami palang i-create na chaos.
Well, at least po for me, that's how I do
You're a
it.
pro at it. So I'm gonna try to follow along. Sige. So these are already layman's terms, by the
Yes,
way. But
yes.
I'm feeling like an idiot here already. But I like what you said about authenticity. Na this is real. This is you in real life, and you're just basically projecting it out there. It's not like you're putting on a character, and that's also what I try to do. I don't
Yeah.
want to put in this image out there that's not me. I mean, whatever I'm able to share out there. Of course, you save some privacy, and we'll talk about that later on. But I remember when I first started with radio, and people give me the scripts, and I would read it, and then later on, I realized, hey, I could be writing this, and I don't have to get somebody to do the research and do the writing. And I think when you listen to me, reading my own script versus reading someone else content that they made me do, I think it was more authentic talaga.
Yung
And I was
pagsayo.
able to, let the real me out in the way I talk.
Yeah.
And so they say that authenticity, yan talaga ang bumibenta sa mga podcasts. It's something that the Gen Z especially are looking for. So how to be more authentic like Gianne?
Wow. So this is how I see it po, Pastor Jordan. So my work is content creation, right? Sometimes we tend to forget, ako personally, I tend to forget that the people that see me online are actually real people. So internet connection is still real connection. Okay, so your number of followers, you have 200 followers, that's a lot. Okay, like imagine saying hi to 200 people every day.
So wag niyo
Right?
smallin yun.
Wag mo smallin yun, yes. So, this is my point. When you want to be authentic, don't forget that who you are online should also be who you are offline. I'm not saying show everything to everybody, but kasi may art din yun, no? Which ones should you share, which ones should you keep, or should be private. But what I'm saying is, how you see yourself in the real world, how you get along with other people in the real world, just bring it online. Yun na yun. Wag na masyadong, wag na parang, dapat dapat social ako online para accept nila ako. Would you do that in real life? That's hard.
Yeah.
Would you pretend na you're social in real life? Nakakapagod yun, di ba? So, I think that's where I'm coming from lang na. Wag mong ibahin yung online sa totoong buhay. Kasi that's who you are. So, as much as you can. Kung sino ka sa offline, and we would love you for it. Your friends love you for it. Just bring it online. That's who you are. So there, that's my way of doing things.
That's how you become a good influencer, by the way, because that's, I think if I were to have a title for this episode, is how to be a good influencer with Gianne. There's a lot of bad influencers. Some of them got arrested lately or are being deported. We don't want that.
Yes.
And at the same time, I'm thinking of vloggers out there who put on a show and an act. And I think that's fine. Pero halimbawa, yung mga prankster, di ba?
Yeah.
Parang OA naman yung mga pinagagawa, and then, syempre, it puts other people's at risk. So for me, I like this authenticity brand versus I put on a villain act. And then every time I meet somebody in person, I have to explain to them that's not really me.
Yeah. It's hard.
Because my last podcast, I had my friend, my close cousin, who sharing about how he is working closely with artistas and sikat din ng mga influencers. And I asked him, totoo ba yun, or is that just an act? And then he's like, it's just an act. Pero paniwala kami lahat. So I guess with the viewers, first, bago ka mag-bash, pag-uusapan din natin yun, find out muna what kind of bit or sketch is this. Kasi maraming gullible.
Yeah.
Diba? It's a comedy sketch. Tapos pinatulan mo. Nag-post kami noon ng meme lang, ng video of our worship team playing around with secular songs, and dumaan si pastor, tapos biglang kumanta ng praise and worship. It's supposed to be a ha-ha. Pero sineryoso yung mga ibang comment. Pero dumami yung traffic. Yung nga lang, di lang na-monetize sa akin.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. So when it comes to authenticity, definitely it's something that the young are looking for. But you practice that off-cam.
Off-cam.
Yeah, I mean, it can't be you come on and you're so nice, and then I'm sure people recognize you. So what do you do if somebody approaches you? Pwede ba mag-picture?
It's fine. I
What
love
if
that.
you're having a bad day?
Oh, I tell them. And I am happy naman na they accept. There were a few times I refused.
Okay.
But I still talk to them.
Can you walk us through? Halimbawa, may nanonood ngayon na sobrang, nag-take off. And that's the thing sometimes you take off from this platform and no one tells you, when you do take off, the what's and what not to do and do. So halimbawa, meron lang sa atin na, nag-take off and then hindi sila sanay sa spotlight. And then they go out there and then wala sila sa mood makipag-socialize. So, Gianne, can I take a picture with you? So, kunyari lang you're having super bad day. Inaway ka ng siblings. And then, biglang, can I take a picture with you? How would you? Yeah. I'm your super fan. I follow all your socials.
Oh my gosh. It's hard and depende. Pero I'm gonna say,
Can you put your head up a little bit at this angle is better? Yeah. I don't even know who I'm trying to copy. Okay, so go ahead.
I'll just tell them, I'm happy you recognize me. Thanks for being here. But I'm not in a mood to take pictures right now. But yeah, and I'll try to connect with them because as I said, offline and online connections are real connections, okay? And I'm happy that they recognize me. But I also, because we're talking about authenticity, right? As I told you, who I am online is still who I am offline. It's just not the whole me, but that's still me. And I want them to also know sometimes, not sometimes, all of the time, sometimes I'm not okay. And I also am human like them, diba? Na I'm not just like this kind of poster or mannequin na you can just take a photo whenever you want. So yeah, pero sobrang dalang lang nun. Like
Yeah,
one time, two times. Because most of the time when I see someone and they want to take a picture with me, I would take the opportunity because it makes me happy because parang ako nakilala ko sila personal.
Hindi lang sila nasa comment section.
Yes, hindi lang sila nasa comments. I really appreciate that because that's how you build relationships. And I think it's also why God designed me to be an extrovert. I'm an extreme extrovert, can I just say?
Extreme.
Like, kung merong
So,
measure...
nauubos ka pag tahimik?
Hindi naman nauubos, pero mas gusto ko talaga yung nandun ako. Pero
Okay.
I also know din naman how to to engage with an introvert. Kasi
Okay.
pag nakita ko, okay, wala siya sa it's fine.
Ako,
pero
extrovert ako pag marami akong kasamang tao.
Pag
pero,
marami.
Pero mag-isa lang ako, introvert ako.
introvert
Is
na.
that okay?
Pwede naman po, pwede
It's like when I'm
naman.
by myself, I don't want to talk to anyone.
Pwede,
When
pwede.
people are around, I talk with everyone.
Extrovert ka nga.
Ano ba
po,
tawag
Pastor.
sa ganun?
Extrovert
Okay,
nga
I
yan.
guess
Oo.
so. Sige na nga. But nakakapagod din. I mean,
Nakapagod din.
I can understand even though I don't have as many followers. Hopefully soon. But sometimes, yeah, I talk and talk. I preach. I host. I talk with people. And so there are times naman that I want to, shut down this talker and just give it a rest
Yeah.
already. So I find myself, I don't even know if it's, I don't want to be less authentic just because we're not less authentic just because we're tired.
Yes.
Yeah. So like when I'm especially in our family compound, I feel like I hope there's no one around here that when I come home. Kasi our family compound, there's a restaurant there. Matitikman nyo yun, by the way. Brought to you by Taytay's Best Takoyaki. Anyways, and so when I'm walking home and you see me, it's like I take off, my energy and stuff.
Yeah.
And you could see me just walking. And then biglang, Pastor! Hoy! Biglang back on again.
It's a life.
So I'm wondering, should I turn it off when I'm in the house? Not like when I'm walking out there. But anyways, you said you're very open. And you said you're open about love life. So waiting is something you're always talking about a lot. Because that's something a lot of people are not really good at nowadays, waiting.
Including me.
Because, the problem I found is this. We are bad at waiting.
Yeah.
Because this world has programmed us to make everything instant. Noodles, messaging, coffee, lahat na lang. Kaya pati ang love life, ang partner mo, gusto natin ini-instant. Pero gaya ng anything instant, hindi maganda. So, so you're saying right now is you are single.
Yes.
Happily single.
Happily, very happily single.
So, not dating, wala naman anytime soon. We'll talk to your siblings later. Wala bang
Wala.
umaaligid kay ate or kay sister? Wala. Mga bantay mo din ba yan?
Hindi, naman, chill naman sila.
Okay.
Very
But
supportive.
But they have, if any inquiries, you have to go through 4 siblings. Am I right?
Yes.
4 siblings. Yung isa dyan may muscle pa. How many siblings you got? You got
We're 5.
5?
Yeah.
So you have a girl here and a boy here.
Yeah. I have 2 more brothers.
Oh, 3 brothers.
Yes, sir.
So kaya pala you're still single. I'm just kidding. Are they all muscle na ganyan?
They have their own strengths,
Okay.
I could say.
So, Gianne, for instance lang, 5 years from now, okay na ba yun? Ilang taon ka na nun?
I'm 31.
Okay.
Wow.
So by that time, siguro, you maybe may kasama ka na sa buhay. So, hindi ka na waiting or waiting pa rin, pero
Waiting pa rin.
you're gonna tell them that, hey, I'm married na. So, kasi I'm imagining what if you built that branding of waiting. And then, just like mga artista, parang, it's me and this love team. Pero, I can't tell the people na this is not real because ito yung bumibenta sa kanila.
Right.
I wonder if any of us, nabenta natin yung waiting and then, baka mabawasan ng followers pag nalaman nilang hindi na ako waiting, meron na akong kasama. Or what do you think? What are your thoughts? I'm just spilling this out.
It goes back to authenticity.
Yeah.
They're following me because they were able to relate to a content I was able to make. Ako po, I'm not worried about losing followers because this is me. That's what I love about it because I still love my life, the life that God has given me offline. So my joy, the way I embrace my journey isn't based on the number of followers. So
Okay.
let's say lang,
Amen.
let's say in the future, I quote unquote lose followers because I am not single anymore. It's fine. For me, what matters is at least once we got connected. At least once I inspired you to wait. At least once I encouraged you in your waiting. So I don't mind. If ever you decide, Gianne's content's not speaking to me anymore, it's okay. You have the freedom to unfollow. But it's been a privilege to influence you at least once. But yeah, that's not gonna hold me back from dating someone, okay?
Yeah, there you go. Kasi the listeners are like, what if you made a poll? Should I sagot this guy. Mga ganun ba yan?
I'm not gonna ask for your permission. I'm gonna
see?
ask God
There you go.
for
That's it,
permission
that's
for
it, that's
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, kasi I remember Facebook giving me the demographics of I have higher following from the female. So I'm like, okay, if I change my status to married or in a relationship, I never went and looked at it, by the way. But I'm just wondering if it's like that. But yeah, authenticity is just basically all about, not caring for the likes and followings, I think. And you just live your life and try to be a blessing and inspiring.
Yeah.
And be an open book. But you also have to maintain privacy.
Yeah.
So how do you balance that in your life? Now, what are the things that you can share? Like, there are people kasi like even love life, that's off limits. Private ako dyan. But in your case, pwede naman. So what are things that you would not share, for instance?
Things I would not share. Okay, so I think this one is influenced by the documentaries I watch. Okay, we should not share everything on social media. Please. Okay, so number one, this is a fact. Everything we post online would cause us to leave a digital footprint. Okay, so even if you put that on private or you delete that one way or another, it's already there online. Okay, so before you post anything, wala po akong guidelines but before you post anything, would you want this to be forever be online? Okay? Is this something that you would be proud of if your future daughter or your future son or future grandkids would see, Lola, this was you back in 2025? You were hilarious.
Why are you taking the security guard's hat?
No, don't do that, right? So that's number one. Number two, try to be private. Of course, hindi mo naman gusto sabihin sa lahat ng tao na, let's say, nandito ako sa specific cafe na to at this time, blah, blah, blah. Especially, ito po ang sad reality, especially for us women, okay? We need protecting. Okay, so be careful with the information that you share as much as possible. Don't share it real time. This is an ate advice, okay? Don't share it real time. Do not share your location real time, except, okay, syempre sa parents mo lang yun, hindi kailangan social media yon. Parents or like your emergency contact or for Pastor Jordan, his wife, diba? Yung ganun lang. You, like, know kung kanino mo dapat siya i-share. Okay, that's number two. Next is, I'm thinking, depende rin yan sa mga tao na kasama din dun sa videohan mo, di ba? Yun yung consent. Yan, oh. Let's say, you're hanging out with your friends. If alam mo naman sa kanila na okay lang, you share it online, sure, go ahead. With me, no, ang worry ng iba is, yun nga, ano to, magiging magjowa content na ba pag nagkaroon ka ng jowa? I'm not sure. I don't know. I haven't met him yet, so I don't know about my partner, if he's a camera kind of guy or not, but
Shoutouts na lang sa'yo.
Oh, shout
if you're
out, no.
watching.
I think he's gonna watch this in the future. I don't know. He might watch this back.
Okay, comment ka.
And realize that I
You
was
say,
still single.
I'm here na.
I'm here na. We're together already. But
And
yeah.
then send us a screenshot. I would love to,
We'd love to see that. We'd love to see that. So there. And number
nice.
4, I take internet po, Pastor Jordan, as a time capsule.
Yes.
Diba? Ito like this one that we're doing. Years after. We were gonna look back to this and say, wow, God has been so good. He has brought us through these things. This was where we were. So yeah, I treat it as a time capsule.
So you're senti.
I'm very, very sad.
So I can relate to that because my problem is I treat social media like my photo album. And it's something that hindi ko inisip ang followers or what, but you guys are free to look. But for me, I love it when I look at my TikTok reels or whatever and with my children and we're like, hey, look, this is our trip. And it's just memories. Pero yun nga, you have to distinguish which is yung pang-pamilya para sa iyo and yung pang everybody.
Yes.
But some people, I imagine, maybe the pressure is, I need to make content, yung content creators. So lahat na lang, pati yung pag-break nila or pag-cheat ng isa or whatever, parang, and they're like, do they talk? And they're like, hey, post natin yung pag-cheat mo sa akin para mas viral tayo. I wonder, in my bag, in my Hikay kit bag, not really, okay, not Hikay kit, but my pouch bag, whatever, man purse, I have powder because my wife tells me I have to put that so I'm not shiny and then I'm not, reflecting. And then I have chili powder.
Chili powder?
Yes.
For food?
In my bag for food. I love hot sauce. I love spicy, so everything has to be spicy. This water has spicy in it. I'm just kidding. But I love it so much that I always want spicy. You know what my nightmare is? Mabaliktad ko yung dalawa.
Malagay sa
Kasi they're
mukha yung
both in
powder.
I should show it later on. Yeah, I'll just I'll post a picture. Here it is. Yeah, so they're both, di ba?
Yeah.
Imagine one time, I'm mamadali ako and I'm like why is my face hot? Di ba? Or kaya when I taste this, why is this like milk? Ayun. So, that's a good metaphor for what we're talking about here.
Against the flow.
You had to delete because you figured, okay, this is not good.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to ask anymore what it is. Okay.
Because it's been deleted.
But it happens.
For a reason. Yeah.
And then I like what you said kanina, we go back and look at it. Ako naman, when I go back and watch myself or listen to myself, I said, thank you, Lord. I'm not that cringe anymore.
Yes.
I sound so awful back then.
It happens.
Yeah, it's like, when you look at it later and you're better later, then you see those things and then mapapa-thank you, Lord, ka talaga na, wow, I improved.
Character development.
Yes, there you go. Anyways, going back to what I said, how about bashing? How does Gianne deal with bashers? Because there's so many of them and di pwedeng hindi. You will never meet an influencer with 1 million following with no haters or bashers. It's a package. Diba?
Yeah.
At kung hindi mo gusto yon, huwag ka na lang mag-online.
Yes.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
So first, what are the kind of mean things that you can share here that you've heard, and how did you deal with those?
Well, merong iba-iba eh. Pero like most of what I see, actually, they're not a lot, pero meron naman. Wala lang, mean comments na parang arte or like, ang OA. Talaga, OA talaga to. So like ako, for me, when I see comments like that, like arte or OA, I don't mind because it's real, bro. And I'm not sorry about it. I am OA in real life. This is very, very demure of me, Pastor Jordan. Like when I talk, I'm very animated. But yeah, I don't take it personally. Yon. Okay, so that's number one. I don't take it personally. I don't like actually wag lahat i-take personally lahat ng comments kasi hindi mo rin kasi kilala yung tao na yan eh. Where they're coming from, 'di ba? And hindi naman sa hindi ako nagpapaka-plastic, but I try my best to empathize with them. Na okay, baka this person just has so much time or they're feeling bad. I don't know. Kasi yung comments ng ibang tao about you, more than it says something about you, it says something about them. So when they're hating on you, that's actually sad because it reflects them.
Yeah, more than it does you.
Yeah, more than it does you.
Pero
So
if you hate back, then
yun
ikaw
yon.
naman.
Yes, ikaw yon. So try your best to not hate back because when someone's hating on you, self-projection nila yon. Okay, it's not always about you. Try your best to not absorb everything they're saying, especially if hindi mo naman sila kilala at alam mong hindi ka nila kilala.
I mean, if it's your own mother, then definitely magpa-apekto ka.
Oo,
Nagko-comment.
it should be a dialogue.
Anak, ang OA mo.
Ay, talaga ma?
Ma, because I'm your daughter. Nah.
I got it from you.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I mean, I just met Inka among Naya, like the best female voice arguably in the Philippines. And it's ridiculous what she shared to us in our forum just the other day about how she deals with bashers. Kasi we were making fun nga na siya naman, and her approach is patola. Matapang siya. Nalaban daw
And
niya lahat.
I love her. I see her content.
And then she says that she learned how to manage naman. Hindi na kailangan lahat. You choose your battles.
Yes.
Okay?
That's right.
But it's ridiculous. She shared something that was so funny. People would just say anything mean just for the sake of being mean.
Yeah.
Like, ikaw, kung ano yung pupuno mo sa kanya if you're a basher. If you're someone who appreciates her and respects her and you know what she does, then you're like, everything is good, right?
Yeah.
But from a perspective, someone bitter, someone sad, someone whatever, na pinagdadaanan, talagang ang lalabas, negative. So, may nag-comment daw sa kanya na natawa lang ako dahil ang punas sa kanya is bakit kung ikaw OA daw yung vocabulary niya. So, binash siya for using words like succulent. It's like, why do you have to use the word succulent? OA naman. I'm like, and so it became very funny to me. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use the word succulent.
Yun po ba yung plants?
Huh? No, succulent is like, yeah. I think there's a plant. Meron.
may succulent
And then it's
na
also
plant.
like the taste.
The
This water is
taste.
so succulent.
I love that you use that in the podcast right now, Pastor Jordan, because we learn something new every day, right? This is the first time I heard that word be used in that way. So.
See? And she was talking
It's
about
good.
then how every week, well, for her, she's always trying to learn new words. And she says it's healthy if at least once a week you can learn a new word.
A new word, yes.
And put it into your vocab. And she even quoted the movie Clueless. And if you watch that movie, it's like a 90s film. And they were teaching the girl how to be a cool girl. And I forgot what the word was. Basta they were trying to program her. And she starts using funny, out of, words that you don't normally use into normal conversation. And so it's just really funny. Go back and watch it lang. Anyways, Gianne, I feel like I could talk to you all day long. The problem is I have a 6'5" guy waiting for me to take him for a steak lunch right now. So
Against the flow.
I go
Against the flow. Against the flow.
So, thank you so much for what you do. There's so many good and bad influencers out there. I'm glad that we get to guest a good one with us here in ATF.
Wow.
Sabi ko nga, marami sinfluencers.
Wow.
And in a world like that, it's already a dark world. I think that we need more people to be a light.
Yeah.
Especially on the internet. So you being here, you've inspired me, us, and I hope kung kayo, excuse me, naiyak ba ako? Kayo siguro, if you're going to, want to be an influencer, maybe you don't even plan it. Maybe it's something that God wants you to do. Whether it's 1 million following or 10 lang, sabi ko nga, whether it's a small stage or a big one, we have a big message to carry bilang isang Kristiyano.
Yes.
So don't take it for granted. Whatever God has given you, the audience, malay nyo ba yung nasa audience mo, susunod na Albert Einstein or presidente ng bansa.
Yes.
So wag nyong smallin yun.
Yeah.
Right? Great things start with, yung nga sabi ng isang chocolate drink na brand that we can't mention because we don't have endorsements yet here. Do you have endorsements?
Quite a few ones, yeah.
You can't mention them, but
Can't mention them
did
then.
they come to you and be like, hey, would you like some hair products or makeup or...
Yes. And I love that. I love invitations like that. And I make sure that the ones I say yes to are aligned with me and the ones I actually use.
Do you do food reviews?
Not much. Medyo.
But have you been invited to, hey, come over a restaurant, we'll give you free
Yeah.
food? Yes?
Yes.
Oh, walk me through that.
Oh.
That's my dream. I'm like,
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
so somebody messaged you and said, come over, give us an honest review. And don't worry, just give us an honest review, but we'll pay you 100,000 pesos to give us an honest review.
An honest review for 1,000 pesos. No. Ang hirap naman nun.
Oo nga,
But,
honest review.
yeah, honest review.
Pero
Doesn't
if
mean
it's not honest, if you say it's bad, ganun nila. Hindi na ba honest?
Hindi,
pag
kapag,
sinabi mo it's bad?
pag honest, tas masarap naman, edi I'll take the 100,000. Pag hindi, it's okay, you can keep it. Thanks for the chicken.
So you did a food review and it was actually good.
Pero very, po yun, like, madalang lang because most of my content talaga are about, adulting, relationships.
So
But I do
can you
food.
endorse me na lang if, they don't want, you tell them, hey, I know a guy who would love to eat and then just get free food. And don't worry, he'll approve everything naman as long as it doesn't kill him. No, pero ako, my problem is, yun nga, I'm still figuring out my brand like on TikTok because, yun nga, going back to authenticity, I just tend to share everything that happens in my life.
Yeah.
Like, hindi naman ako puro pagkain. So, I talk about food. I also talk about travel when we get to travel. And then, of course, I have my preaching clips.
Yes.
So, nagahalo-halo yan one channel. But, sabi nga ng mga socials na mentors na you have to stick with one. And And what kind of advice would you give to somebody like me or someone out there trying to develop their branding
Okay.
on the socials?
That's good. Actually, no, it's good to find your niche, as we call it in marketing. Your niche. Let's say for me, that's relationship, that's waiting, that's punchline. Yun yung niche ko. But that doesn't hold me back from sharing my music, my devotionals, my what else, like travel or realizations. So ito siya. I'm not sure if I'm using this principle right, but I remember like an 80-20 principle. So let's say yung 80% of your energy and your effort, you put it to your niche. Kasi you also want to be strategic, right? But again, don't be held back by your niche or branding. Kasi gusto mong i-balance yung authenticity. Yung 20% na yun, ikaw pa rin naman yun eh. Diba? Ako, for me, that's my food reviews every now and then, na very konti lang. But still, I like reviewing food. Because I eat food, I love traveling. It's not my niche, but I love traveling. So yung 20% ko, yun, nandun yun. So maybe that's a personal advice that worked for me personally. Like, manage mo yung amount of energy that you're gonna put out there. Because the thing about, may science din kasi yung social media, Pastor. Like,
Yeah.
there's also algorithm.
Algorithm.
Diba? So you wanna train the algorithm na dito ka lumalabas sa algorithm na to. But, again, it's okay to be strategic, to have that plan, pero don't be held back. Okay? If there's something you want to share out there, go and share it. Diba? Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking for my niece. Just kidding.
Where's that niche?
That's a new word. That's a new word for me. That's why. Niche.
Niche.
Thank you.
Niche. Wow.
Thank you. I'm going to look into that. Not this. But I learned a new word from you today. Niche. That's the first time I heard that again. And then you heard succulent.
Succulent,
So we're
yes.
exchanging
Thank
wisdom
you.
here. But anyhow, it's so good to have you here with us. Podcasts daw can go as much as 3 hours. And so far, hindi ko pa naman tinetest yun. But I am in a hurry to make sure this airs soon. And so thank you for spending time with us. Would you want to give some shout outs?
Yeah.
Invites to our viewers?
Sure. I'd like to say hi to my siblings na nandito, my family, and to also my friends who supported, I also just want to say if like you have a friend who's trying to create something, not just content, okay, but create something or pursue something, support means a lot, okay? And I also just want to say if you've seen me somewhere, I appreciate you, you're amazing, God loves you. And I also just want to encourage other content creators, Pastor, that treat each content you put out there as a seed. Okay? It's a seed. Whether that's a text on Thread or on X or a video on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook, Instagram, whatever platform that is. Even Reddit. Okay? Even a comment. That is a content. Okay? Mind you, that's a content. Treat it as a seed. So the question is, are you planting a good seed? That's what I want to say.
Amen to that. Well, do you want to invite them to your socials? TikTok, Facebook? Well,
Yeah,
you have
please.
a lot of them.
Kung gusto nyo lang naman, kung trip nyo, you can follow me on my socials at Gianne Hinolan. That is at GIANNEHINOLAN. So we got some good vibes. Minsan seryoso. It's for you to figure out when is it gonna be serious or hilarious.
You got a message for your future guy if he's watching or listening?
Oh, yeah, I do. Hello. This is me in 2025 with Pastor Jordan. Just having fun out there, out here. Thanks for being here, and thanks for being patient.
Yeah.
Pero kailan ka ba dumating? Di ba parang ang tagal mo na traffic siguro siya dyan. Sa
Baka nasa junction.
Baka nandyan lang siya sa junction. But it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, we're praying for you. We're cheering you. Now, whoever that is, you better be supporting her, not hurting her. Because, yeah, she's gained another brother who is going to be praying and watching over her back. Well, thank you so much. Again, I learned so much, and I'm sure our viewers did. And sabi ko nga, yung lahat ng mga guests natin dito, talagang palaban sa agos yung mga yan. And they're exhibiting this lifestyle that follows Jesus in a world that cares for likes.
Yes.
I want to challenge us to likes to care naman bilang influencer ni Lord, ano? And I think when it comes to being a influencer, you have no choice. Everybody is an influencer.
That's right.
You don't have to be Mr. Beast.
Yes.
You don't have to be on the social media. Everyone and anyone really has somebody looking up to them.
Yeah.
And so make it good. Diba? Make it good. And para kumanda rin yung buhay nila. And so watch yourself. And Gianne here is a good example of what it means to be a good social media influencer. Not just online, but even offline. So watch out for Gianne here. And I hope you gain more following and likes and subscribers. And sample naman dyan. Wala bang song? Singer ka eh. But I am going to play some of your music. You have some recordings, right?
Yes.
I'm going to play some of that on a radio program. But do you have any song? If you had a song to dedicate to the viewers right now, give us a chorus. Can you?
May His favor be upon you in 1,000 generations, and your family, your children, and their children. Yeah, it's not my original, but that's a song I dedicate to you.
Yeah, the blessing. The blessing be upon you all. My name is Jordan, reminding you only dead fish swim with the current. So lahat tayo, gaya ni Gianne. Let's go against the flow. See you next.